Can you go viral?
Oh, haha, it's live. Ha. All right. Don't cuss me out. All right. Yay, thank you, Joey. All right, let's see here. Oh my goodness. Is anyone even still in here? All right. I'm so sorry. So I guess we're doing this now. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, I'm so sorry about all of this. Okay. Hi, Kenneth. All right, so I guess that means you can hear me. Hi, little Rambo. Hi, Vanessa. So I guess we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to keep it at now. Get out of here with your music. The staff is it's actually another manager. It's not just a staff. So I wanted to call him something, I don't know, mean. Anyway, they're all very, let's try and get the background nice and pretty. Okay. A mark of the beast. Yay. All right. When my Heidi's actually at work on the stream saying it looks great. Hello from Ohio girl. Daniel, you certified and got paid. That is excellent. Okay, I'm going to scroll up and see what questions there were. I was trying to answer some of them in the chat since it wasn't going live very successfully. Sandy Toes wanted to know if there was any update on the eviction ban. And unfortunately, the most recent information that I have is that the eviction ban... Oh, sorry, I did not mean to do that on YouTube. That was for my coworker who is taking pictures of me while I do this. Okay, so anyway, that's what I give my coworkers. The eviction ban is set to expire June 30th from the most recent information that I've read. It's possible that that will change, but as of right now, it's looking like June 30th. They're all trying to distract me, and it's working. Okay, Sean, you're welcome. Nuchian says, my unemployment year ended today, 5/31. What should I do to reapply or wait until the EDD auto extends it? So if you've already hit your benefit year end, I know that the EDD is in the process of making it so that once your benefit year ends, if you haven't worked at all, that the process will be automated. But that's still a work in progress. They haven't completed that yet. So you do need to file a new claim as of now. And it's up to you whether you want to do that online or whether you want to call the EDD and have them help you with that. Ebby says, I'm on PUA claim, automatically filed. Been receiving with no problems. Today still pending, filed Sunday at 3 to 4 a.m. Is this normal due to a holiday? It is pretty normal due to the holiday. You're going to see even in chat a lot of people saying that they did get paid with no problems, but then you'll also have a lot of people that aren't going to end up getting paid until tomorrow morning. So if tomorrow morning at about 10 a.m. rolls around and you still haven't been paid, that is when I would call the EDD to find out if something else is going on. Christy says, the regular unemployment benefit does not stop after September 4th. They're only talking about the extra $300, correct? So not necessarily. Unless you are on a brand new unemployment claim, unless you qualify for a new claim, unless you're in the first 26 weeks of your unemployment benefits, everything else is scheduled to end September 4th. So that's going to be PUA for the self-employed and gig economy workers. That's going to be the PEUC extensions. The only thing besides your first 26 weeks of unemployment benefits, which for me, like my first 26 weeks ran out, halfway through 2020, and I've been on extensions since then. The only potential thing that might be around is Fed Ed, but that's dependent on California's unemployment rate being above 6%. And we don't know what that's going to be in September. So, and most of us are not qualifying for new claims because we haven't worked at all since we first filed our original claim. And so that means that there won't be anything available after September 4th unless Congress steps in to do something. But it's going to be really hard to get something passed because all those red Republican states are, they're already ending things early. Okay. Camaro says, I certified this Sunday and it says pending, and my next certification is on 6/16. Why doesn't it say paid? That it could just be the holiday. Does it say? Yeah, it could just be the holiday. So I would give it till tomorrow morning and see if it switches to paid. Oops, apparently I have my radio on. I have my little work walkie-talkie next to me, and it was on. Oh, that's because I radioed them to help get the Wi-Fi working. They're so wonderful. We've been really busy, and they've been super helpful. Okay. Jillian said, I never had pending issues related to quarterly endings. I was paid fine past April 10th. According to Jenny, the last date of the quarterly review. Since I never had this issue, I won't in July again. So quarterly reviews are going to happen in July, and that's going to happen for everyone whose claim is older than a year. So yes, kind of every quarter, our claims are going to get stuck because they do a quarterly review basically just to make sure that we still haven't done any work and wouldn't qualify for a new claim. So if your claim gets stuck on pending in July, you're going to need to call them again. Bruv says, job search list page, it asks who I contacted as in a person. So if I applied online, as I obviously didn't speak to somebody, what would I put under there? Can't put a name. What do I put there? So usually if you say that you applied online, it just asks for the website. So you don't fill in any of the names or the phone numbers or any of that. Like you'll notice when you're reading it, if the method that you applied was online, it'll say, if online, what was the website you applied on? So you just have to list the website if you applied online. Joel says, some members of Congress want to extend unemployment past September. Only states who haven't chopped this off would benefit from it. But I don't see this passing as we are recovering. Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to get Congress to agree to pass additional benefits. Sorry, my lipstick's a hot, melty mess. My employee Heidi says hello. Ben asked if I had I've had lots of terrible roommates. And actually before my best friend started renting my garage as an office, I was like, I am never having roommates again. Like I've had some really bad roommate experiences, including them kind of like destroying the house. Yes, Ben, I'm streaming from a different location today. My foot's falling asleep though because I'm sitting on the floor. Okay, what's happening? Okay, so yeah, I actually kind of like this background, although I feel like I'm a little washed out and it's a little grainy. Let's see if that makes it anyway, I don't know. It is nice streaming from a different location now that it's actually working. Okay. Vanessa says, any updates on these so-called quarterly reviews? Yeah. So once your claim is older than a year, that's when it's going to go into the quarterly reviews, basically just to make sure that we still haven't earned any wages to qualify for a new claim. And you don't get any mail about the quarterly review. You don't get any notification that that's what's going on. You just kind of find out because you're stuck on pending for longer than you should, and you call in and they tell you that that's the reason. So yes, if we're still unemployed in July, we're going to go through that again in July, the quarterly review. Myra said, I got a new job in July. Would EDD let my employer know I'm getting EDD? No, they're not. So if you get a brand new job, the EDD is not going to call your new job and say, hey, this person's getting unemployment benefits. There's no reason that they would do that. However, you need to report any wages and earnings that you make in the week that you make them. If it's a traditional, in the week you worked, not the week you were paid. If it's a traditional W-2 employer. And basically your new employer, I don't exactly think that they report your wages to the EDD, but basically the EDD can pull your information on a quarterly basis, and they'll see if you have wages from a new employer. So they will find that out. And welcome new member Angie. Thank you for becoming a member. And hopefully the internet connection is good, you guys, now that it's finally connected. And I'm so sorry about the delay. Thank you, Spell Legacy Like Death. I still love that screen name. Paul says, what are the chances of federal legislation for automatic triggers for states like California, Hawaii, etc., that are still well above 6%? Democrats are in power still. So the automatic triggers, I'm thinking that you're talking about what's called EB, but here in California, we call it Fed Ed. And Fed Ed automatically triggers on when a state, in general, there's like some other criteria, but just to make it easy, let's call it 6%. So when the unemployment rate is above 6%, those automatic triggers kick in and make Fed Ed available. But keep in mind that there's earnings requirements for Fed Ed. And a lot of us, because we've been unemployed so long now, that if Fed Ed is still an option when September rolls around, a lot of us are not going to meet those earnings requirements. Emma said Bank of America posted the deposit from yesterday. So that's awesome. That is great news. Yeah, I was really surprised. Most of you seem to get paid today. But if you didn't, it is fairly common for those payments to still be pending, to not say paid, and or to have not fully transferred onto your EDD debit card yet. So give it till tomorrow morning after about 10 a.m. Before you start thinking about whether you want to call the EDD or not. You guys also know that I don't recommend calling the EDD usually on Sunday or Monday, but this week, because of the holiday, I'm going to recommend that if you can wait, to try not to call tomorrow, because that's when the call volume is going to be the highest since they were closed today. Okay, Susie says a rep opened my claim, then said there's a technical issue that he will work on it. And that was last Friday, and there's no news yet. A $0 balance since April. You know, today was the holiday, but I would call them again, and I would say I am experiencing a financial hardship, and if they still can't push those payments through to you, then I would ask to speak to a Tier 2 representative. Thank you for the donation, Angie. I really appreciate it. Okay, Rasar says, you don't mind waiting until later tonight. I was going to do it at 9, but I don't think I'll do that since we got the internet working here at my job. Yay! Thank you, Mayor Bear. Yeah, I like this background. Like, I wish I could film here more regularly. It's a little grainy. I'm not sure why. I think that's my lighting. Or maybe my camera's just dirty. I'm not sure. Okay. Ebby says, is it normal to not be paid yet? It's somewhat normal because of the holiday weekend. Some people either stay pending a day later, or the money just doesn't hit the EDD debit card, even if it says paid, until about a day later. Carol says, my card loaded this morning. So that's great. Jim says, hello. Michael, yes, it is good to see everyone else's certifications being processed. Okay, now, I lost my place. Angie says, any information on Newsom and California's promise to give rental aid to those who need it going forward? Not past due, but rental aid going forward to cover rent 100% through the end of the year. So I don't think that was actually exclusively Gavin Newsom. I actually think that was part of the stimulus package. And I do think that you can apply for the rental assistance now. I know Jenny Silver has some great videos on it. Let me try. I'm going to try and Google it really quickly. I'm going to Google rental assistance, California. And see, as soon as I do that, like, it starts to pop up my city. Yeah, it's giving me city-specific programs. So basically, you have to go to the website and like apply for those now. Find rental assistance in your area. So, okay, California. Okay, so try going to California housing.ca.gov should be where you want to go. And then from there, you're going to pick your city. So yeah, housing.ca.gov. And that's going to tell you how to get that rental assistance. And it is supposed to be for all year and even part of last year. At least that I'm aware of. Okay. And I lost my place. Denise says, I filed for a new claim on the 17th. I have 1 week pending, week ending 5/22. I have to certify on the 6th. When do you recommend me to call them? So the 1 week pending on 5/22, that's definitely because that's past your benefit year end. And I don't think that they'll be able to push the payments through this early. So I think I would personally recommend waiting until the 6th. And then it most likely is going to take a phone call for them to be able to push it through. But by the 6th, that should be 3 weeks of pending payments. And then that should be enough for them to be able to push those through, hopefully. Because once you file a new claim, your claim goes into a third-party review anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. But after about week 3, if you call the EDD, especially if you mention that you're experiencing financial hardship, it does seem like they're able to push those payments through. Okay, what's the mark of the beast? Okay, Daniel says, I certified Sunday, got paid today. That is great. Ohio girl, hello. I feel like you've popped by my channel before, so welcome back. Victor says, used claimer and got through to the EDD. Finally got paid after 3 pending weeks. And guys, I know like you guys feel some type of way about claimer, but a lot of people really like it, and that's the only reason why I have the discount code. But I still have lots of tips for calling for free. Okay, Mike D says, is it better to call or do online for your new claim year? Really, whatever you're most comfortable with at this point. For a little while, I really recommended calling a rep. And after that, then I was starting to recommend doing it online because it's so hard to get through to the EDD to actually speak to a rep. But now, since they've announced that, like when I was like, oh, maybe they can bypass officially filing a new claim, like basically that's what it looks like this thing that they haven't fully implemented is going to be. So if you haven't worked at all since you first filed for benefits and you want to call the EDD, you can do that. You can do it online. Really, whatever your preference is should be fine. Okay. Oh, hello, Martha. Oh, thank you for saying you're a huge fan. My coworker. Hey, people are telling me they're a huge fan. He's always like, you're fake. I like to pester him and be like, oh, I'm doing YouTube now. And then I'll hold up my water bottle and I'll be like, I'm an influencer. I know that that's terrible, but I just like to, he's like my little brother. So I like to try and annoy him. Okay. Lucia says, certified and haven't gotten a certificate now for 4 weeks. So if you haven't been paid for 4 weeks, you do need to call them to get those payments pushed through. I know that it's really hard to get through. Your other options are to use the Ask EDD feature or the Contact Us feature. And if you absolutely cannot get through to the EDD and you need assistance, it's always an option to contact your assembly member. A lot of people still have really good results from that. I'm going to take a sip of water. If you guys could like the video, I would appreciate it. Kenneth says, I hope they extend the eviction ban. I do too. And that one wouldn't surprise me because we don't need like everybody in government to agree with that. We just need California officials to agree with that. I feel like that's a possibility that will happen. Yeah, my coworkers are fun. Okay. Kenneth says, if you get a settlement for a lawsuit, do you have to report it to the EDD? No, because it's just earned income that you need to report. J.S. Stona says, you got paid for 1 week, but NA on the other week. Looks like the new claim is good, went from 0 to 9,673. Well, I get paid for 2 weeks when I certify on June 13th. Actually, check to see if you can actually certify next week. Sometimes when you have the 1 week paid and the second week NA, you actually come back in 1 more week and then you'll certify for the week that just ended and next week. And that's when you'll get paid those 2 weeks. So in your case, let me give you the exact date. I would imagine that you're actually going to certify again this Sunday, June 6th. Hi, Anthony, aka Bad Grandpa. Hi, Robert. My benefit year ended in the beginning of March and did not have to refile and continue to be able to certify and receive benefits. So what I suspect happened, but maybe not, is that at some point you called the EDD and mentioned that you haven't worked at all since you first filed for unemployment benefits. And then the reps were able to bypass officially filing a new claim. But I'm so happy. I would love to be wrong on some of this. If you guys are getting paid without problems, that makes me really happy. I'd be very happy to be mistaken about that. I'm glad that you're getting paid. Okay, Johans says, I've been pending for 4 weeks. I called the EDD last week and a rep said my claim is still active and my claim balance went up to $5,000, but I'm still pending. What do I do? I hate to say it. I really, really, please know that gives me no pleasure in saying this. I know what a pain it is to get through, but I do recommend calling the EDD and this time say I'm experiencing financial hardship because it's been more than 4 weeks since I last got paid. Is there anything that you can do to push those payments through? And if they tell you no, ask to speak to a tier 2 representative. Michelle says, I reapplied last week. I was able to certify today and it says paid, but it's not on the card yet. Should I check in tomorrow? Yes. My suspicion is that that's most likely because of the holiday. Fairy Watt says, is it okay to file the appeal? It depends on what you're appealing. If you can, the appeal process takes a very long time. I'm talking about 3 months to 6 months. So what are you needing to file an appeal on? A lot of people think that when they get the invalid claim notice that they need to appeal that decision, but you don't want to do that. Getting that invalid claim notice is what allows you to stay on the extension on your existing claim. So I need to know more about that before I answer that. George, we'll get a hold of the center directly and sent the form and actually got a reply. They said in about 4 weeks, 12 weeks pending. What happens if and when I do get paid, all my balance is zero from your regular unemployment? So what would happen at that point is they would roll you over onto the next extension and you should get benefits until September 4th. I don't know if all that will happen smoothly, but definitely once your claim balance hits zero, that's when they would put you on the, if you haven't gotten any weeks of PEUC, first you would get 13 weeks of PEUC, then 11 weeks of PEUC, then it's going to tell you that you have 29 weeks of PEUC, but at this point, that's not going to last you until the week ending September 4th. You know what? I just remembered that I need to tell my employees something, and so I'm going to use the radio. I'm sorry, guys. Jeremiah, if you guys have time, can you guys go into Theater 6 to grab the Avalon Cabernet? Oops, we're low on wine. Thank you. I'm like the worst. Okay. We're low on wine, and people got to drink nowadays when they go to the movies, I guess. Okay. Okay, so Ferds says zero claim, but the benefit year is not expired. Do I need to file a new claim? Or are they going to do it automatically? So when your claim balance reaches zero, and you might see the maximum benefits paid message, that they should put you on the extension automatically if you're within your benefit year, but your claim balance isn't going to increase for at least 2 weeks until you certify again. Anthony says, I qualified for a new claim at a lower weekly benefit amount. They kept you on your old claim. Will I go to a new claim after 9/4 or will it be past eligible quarter? Bad Grandpa. So Bad Grandpa, that is an interesting question. Actually, you are onto something. It is my understanding and my interpretation your new claim actually will kick in after 9/4. So if you were approved for a new claim, but your weekly benefit amount was low enough that they delayed putting you on that new claim and are going to let you get the extensions, once the extensions end on 9/4, yes, you would get 26 weeks of benefits on that new claim. Okay. Jeffrey says, will they extend the boosted UI? It's very doubtful. I do not think we're going to do that here in California. I think it's going to be really hard to get it passed in Congress. So I would not count on benefits going past 9/4. And again, that is something that I would really love to be wrong about. I would love it if it did and gave people more time to find jobs and good quality jobs. Okay, Denise said, oh wait, I think I got Denise's already. Romaine says, how many weeks does the quarterly review consist of? So basically, once your claim is longer than 1 year old, it gets reviewed in April and then May, June, and July, and then it would get reviewed in October. So every 3 months, not from your benefit year, but just like every EDD quarter, these quarterly reviews happen on claims that are older than 1 year. And I believe they look back at the last 18 months to see if there's enough work history to qualify for a new claim. And again, they're not really going to tell you that that's why you're stuck on pending. You're going to have to call. Liz says, I certified yesterday and it still says pending. On top, it says to certify again on the 13th. Do you think tomorrow it will turn to paid? Usually I get paid the next day. It should, but if it doesn't switch tomorrow by 10 a.m., that's when you would want to call. And guys, I'm so sorry. I feel like there's a lot of background noise, but I am like at work and I'm in kind of like an open area. I'm socially distanced enough that I don't need to be wearing the mask. I'm in like a giant room. Here, let's take a tour of the room. I'm in like a giant room by myself, so I'm being safe, but like over here, I don't know if you guys can see this, that leads out into a different, I don't want to tell you guys where I work, but I don't think you'll recognize it from where I am, but it's an open area, but I'm safely distanced and no one else is coming in here except my staff to bug me, and even they're bugging me from more than 6 feet away, and they're not really bugging me. I like them. Okay. Felix Floetry Fox 88. I still love that name. I hope they extend my old claim soon. I'm praying that nothing holds it up for too long. Felix, if it has been pending for more than 3 weeks, I would really call and see if they can push those payments through. I know it's a pain to call. I have had more people tell me that they have had success calling between 2:30 and 4 p.m. Normally, my advice is to call between Tuesday and Saturday. This week, if you can avoid calling tomorrow, I would recommend waiting until Wednesday to call. It's just because since they were closed today, they're going to have twice the calls that they normally do tomorrow. Michael says, when I certify now that work search requirements question pops up now, what should I say in the box? The EDD claims that you can say no to that question and still get paid. The work search requirement is still waived. So what you're going to do is you will either list places that you looked for work, or you can hit skip and you should still get paid without any problems. Oscar, you're welcome. Gone says you have 4 weeks pending, so then it's time to call. Thank you for saying that I'm beautiful. Hi, Andrew. Thank you for popping in. Mr. Webb got paid this morning. That's awesome. Oh, yes. Thank you for anyone who is... thank you for your service if you have been in the military or if you're in the military. And I'm grateful for everyone who literally lost their lives to keep us safe. That is very honorable. My mom was a veteran, you guys. I don't know if you know that. She was not in the service for very long. But it was during the Vietnam War. And obviously, at that time, women didn't go, to the combat zones, but she was a radioman. So unfortunately, she got the calls about how people that she knew left and, what their cause of death was. And that caused her a little bit of, You guys also know that my mom tried to commit suicide when I was 9, and I think that may have played a part in it. It was a lot, you know, it was a lot. So yes, thank you for your service. Lori says, I certified yesterday and was paid by midnight. So all is good. And thank you for all you do. Oh, great. And I know that like there's a separate Veterans Day, but I think it's anybody who has been in the service risked their lives for us. So even though that today is for honoring those who have died, I still think it's a good idea. I don't mean to take away anything from anybody who has lost their life. Anybody that has served, they risk that, and I'm thankful for it. And yeah. Okay. So Angie says, any information. Oh shoot, I just lost my place. Oh no. All right, I'm scrolling up. You guys know what to do when I lose my place. Please take a moment to like the video. Okay, here we go. Angie says, any information on Newsom and California's promise to give rental aid to those who need it going forward? And again, I don't have that, but the renter's assistance from the last stimulus bill is actually supposed to help with rent through the end of this year. So definitely research those programs to see if you qualify. And again, I just had that up. It's the housing.ca.gov. Okay. Jonathan says, pending for the first time certified Sunday at 12:15 a.m. I would give it till tomorrow. I wouldn't worry about it just yet. This could just be because of the holiday. Florencia says, I have received a letter stating that the PEUC was added to my claim. How long until I can certify? So a lot of people got those letters, but if it's the end of your benefit year, you would still at this point need to file a new claim because the new automatic procedure is not in place yet. And if it's been more than 2 weeks since you've last certified, unfortunately, now is the time to go ahead and call the EDD. Michael, thank you for the donation. Oh, thank you for the donation. And yes, I will ignore your repeated questions. Guys, a good rule of thumb is to wait about 15 minutes between answering questions before asking it again. Today was a little weird since I had trouble connecting to the internet. Andy, this week you get your court date to do mediation for your baby boy who's 1.5. You can't wait to have your baby. Right before Father's Day. That is awesome. And look at everybody rooting for you. We are rooting for you to get to see your son. Or I guess I won't speak for everybody else, but I am, and I see a lot of people in the comments are. Okay. My claim doesn't expire till the 14th, and I have no more funds. What do I do? I certified yesterday, though. Any thoughts? So it should be reloading your claim balance with the next extension. But if you certified yesterday and it gets stuck on pending, you'll need to call them. Or if for some reason the balance doesn't go up and it is at 0, then you would also need to call them to find out why the balance hasn't increased. Denise said, I filed for a new claim on the 17th. My year ended. I have 1 week pin. Oh, yeah. We did Denise's. Hopefully you heard the answer. Charlie said, I have 2 pending payments. They said I need to talk to a specialist. I don't know. What does that mean? Why they stopped paying me? I only have 3 months with my year. So it can be the way you've answered the certification questions. It can be to ask you a question, follow-up questions about why you left your last employer. If it's a phone interview, if it's a phone determination interview, those are normally pretty quick, but it can take a little while before you actually have the phone interview. Guys, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Can you guys hear me? I feel like there's a lot of background noise right now. Oh, because the popcorn machine's going. That's weird. I'm pretty far away from the popcorn machine, but anyway, so if you guys hear a lot of noise, there are some people talking, not in the movie theater, but there's also fresh popcorn going. And you guys, I know the movie theater popcorn is great, but I've worked here for 25, going on 26 years. So, I'm kind of over movie popcorn. Ferds, you're welcome. I'm skipping around, guys. What time is it? It's 6:56. Since we got started late, I will definitely run this late. What did I want to say? then I'm going to start skipping around to try and make sure that I get some comments from people that are in here. Lisa, I do mostly specialize in California. I know limited amounts about the other states. Like I know what states are ending unemployment benefits early, but I don't have good tools for getting through. You know, here in California, most of the time the answer is to call the EDD, which is our unemployment office. If you're struggling and you're not in the state of California, most of the time you got to call somebody to get it fixed. And Claimer, that service that calls the unemployment office, it actually works for any state, and a lot of people really like it because in almost everybody that I've talked to from every state, it's hard to get through to their unemployment office. Also, you guys, if you guys have friends or family that is in one of those states that's ending unemployment benefits early, I would love to have them on my channel via Zoom, via Skype, whatever, and make a video about how that's affecting them. Like, I hope you guys would think that's interesting. I think that's really interesting. I'm curious what the people that are getting cut off, what they think, how they feel, like what they're going to do, like what their backup plan is. I think that would make a really interesting video. And you guys, I know that me and Jenny make a lot of the same videos, but I would love to, she's probably got one in the works already with somebody from out of state. But if not, I would love to make that video first. Okay, skipping around. Melina says, my friend received a new award letter, then a revised letter, but all the payments still say pending. What should be done? They put my friend on PUA. She's going to have to call. I always recommend 4 things, guys, when these payments get stuck on pending. And the first 3 really are not that great of an option. The first is to call the EDD and find out why she's been pending. Tell them you're experiencing financial hardship and see if they can push the payments through. Because it is so hard to get through to the EDD, you can also try using Ask EDD. Then you can try using the Contact Us feature, but I know that those don't really get responses either. So that 4th option is to reach out to your local assembly member and see if they can help get you paid. Even they're starting to get backlogged, but still people, I would say, are having more success with that than actually getting through to the EDD. And then I guess there's a 5th option. If you guys do want to use Claimer, I do have the link with my discount code as the pinned comment up above. But I know, like, even I feel I like Claimer. I think it works for what it does. It just dials the EDD for you. It doesn't hold for you. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a good rep. For me, when I called, my phone was overheating. It was a pain. That's the part to me that's the hardest. Once you get through and you're on hold, you can just put your phone on mute and like go about your day until they pick up. It's that redialing and listening to the long intro message that's such a pain. But I also really, truly believe that you should be able to get through to the EDD for free. So I get why people are frustrated with the service. Okay. Vanessa says, I assume PUA won't have this quarterly pending crisis in July. Vanessa, I think you're right. I don't think that's going to affect people on PUA. That's a good point. Milena. Oh, yeah. So we just did yours. BBY Yokes says, I'm zero balance. I have no extension yet. Why is that? So it will take the full 2 weeks before your balance increases. So usually what should happen is your balance hits 0. You might even see the maximum benefits paid message. And then after that, when you should be able to certify like usual in 2 weeks. And that's when your claim balance will increase the next time you certify. Camaro says, why if I certified yesterday, does it stay pending? It could just be a delay because of the holiday. I know that there's not supposed to be a delay because of the holiday, but a lot of times for a lot of people, I do see delays. And if it's not because of the holiday, unfortunately, the answer is usually to call them anyway, and they're closed today. So you're going to have to really wait till tomorrow to see if that gets paid and go from there. Maybe I need to do another live stream tomorrow. Anthony says, thank you. I don't want to tell people where I work. At least not yet, because like they don't want me to. I did get permission to film in here. I actually had that permission a long time ago. My boss was like, why don't you just film from the theater? And I was like, no, I shouldn't. But then like I'm tired of running late all the time. And of course now I'm not running late, but I was running late because the Wi-Fi at work wouldn't connect. Let's see here. A lot of movie theaters in California, you can bring alcohol in. I'm not in one of the auditoriums right now. Oh, I gotta move, guys. Oh, my legs are falling asleep. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Ouch. I'm sitting on the floor because it's a better angle. Okay. All right. All better until they fall asleep like this. Okay. Oh, now I feel like I'm too far though. You guys aren't going to be able to hear me. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to scroll like kind of down to the bottom. Double cup vlogs, it doesn't always hit the very next day, especially when Monday's a holiday. It usually does, but not always. Lunar Magic Legend says, I was paid instantly today on the 29-week PEUC extension after filing a new claim. Never got the pending message. That is awesome news, and I'm so glad to hear that. Say No More says, I have 5 weeks pending because of a stop payment alert. That's what 3 reps told me. I had reapplied, received an invalid claim letter. I was told by a rep they need to call me, but they haven't, and it's been 6 weeks. Okay, so Say More, you are a really good candidate to reach out to your assembly member and let them know that you are experiencing financial hardship, and is there anything that they can do to help you get paid? Raiders SP78 says, if you work part-time, how do you put that down on PUA? So I believe it's the same as it is on a regular claim. You just enter that you're working part-time due to COVID-19 or reduced hours due to COVID-19. You still answer that you would accept full-time work if it were offered. And you just, if it's a regular employer, W-2 employer, but you're PUA, you report it in the week you worked, not the week you were paid. Let's see here. Hi, Scotty. I'm excited that you're starting at Chuck E. Cheese. I hope you like it. I think that's fun. Daniel says, how long would it take for the EDD to let me certify for benefits? I reapplied because my benefit year ended. So every time you file a new claim, the whole claim goes into a review period, and that can take from between 2 to 6 weeks. It's a third-party review. They are looking for fraud. But after about week 3, it seems like you're able to call the EDD, and the reps are able to push those payments through. Ketsy says, you certified last week and you still have them processing. What do I do? Also, 2 weeks ago, my claim year was over, but they extended it, and now this happens. Do I need to reapply? So it sounds like there's a couple things going on there. If you got a letter saying that, let's just call it the 29-week extension. It could be a 13-week extension, could be 11-week extension. But let's say you got a letter or text or message on your UI Online inbox that says, we have filed a 29-week PEUC extension for you automatically. There's some fine print in there that indicates that you also have to meet other eligibility requirements. And the other eligibility requirements are that you're within your benefit year. So if you haven't filed a new claim, you do still need to file a new claim. So that could be why. If you haven't filed a new claim yet, you might need to do that. And you can call them and have them file with you over the phone in case you have any questions that come up while you're filing, or you can do it by yourself online. It does not matter. Okay. Oh, good. Scotty's claim went to paid. Uh-oh. You need something? I'm like, is something wrong? One of the employees just came in. It's actually Heidi just came in. Okay.
Hi, Shelly's Millions.
You're not on camera. You want to come say, cover up your, yeah, you got to cover it higher. She's got her uniform on. Look.
Hi, everybody.
People always say we look alike.
Yeah, they say we look alike. Hello.
That's Heidi. That's
She's
what
a great boss, by the way.
Oh, sometimes.
No,
not
she says that, but she is.
I gave somebody else the finger on camera. I didn't mean to. I used to only give those.
She can be a little fresh, but it's okay. We all can.
All right. See, every time at the end of these, they always get a little loosey-goosey. All right, you guys. So that's Thank you. Thank you for saying hello. Anyone still waiting on Verify Me? Richie Rich, you have been a member of my channel for a long time. So I think that's the ID.me. Did you call? Have you gone through the hold process? Where are you at with that? It sometimes can take 30 days for the ID verification to go through. Arturo, no, the new date is not June 31st. June 30th is when rental assistance is scheduled to end in the state of California. Sex Ed says, I certified yesterday. It says paid. How long for it to hit my EDD card? So normally it hits like the very next morning. Like it would normally go to paid on the UI Online homepage Sunday night. And normally by 10 a.m. on Monday morning, it would already be loaded on your EDD debit card. However, you have not loaded onto the EDD debit card yet. RS says, help, need info for appeal. Do you know when PUA was last paid in January, February before being moved back to PEUC? Are irregular UI claimants who exhausted UI and PEUC and then on PUA until more PEUC was available? RS, I know what you're trying to ask. It was... ask me that in a comment after this video and I will look that up. I know what you mean. It was while they were doing the programming. When was that? I'm going to have to double check. I don't want to give you the wrong answer. So please, RS, ask me that in the comments of this video after I'm done with the live and I will get that information for you. Aria says, it's been 8 weeks on pending. I called and they keep saying I need to wait for an appointment. Is there anything else I can do? So the only other option would be to reach out to your assembly member and make sure to use the words financial hardship. So and in the description of this video, it's like findyourrep.ca.gov. That's where it's going to tell you your assembly members are, and you're going to find them, contact them, and tell them that you're experiencing financial hardship. A lot of times when it's waiting for an appointment, there's not much they can do to push it through, but it doesn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt to mention financial hardship to see if you can get paid faster. Ketsy says, I have one more question. My boyfriend has pending weeks since November, and they're just pending. He tries to call but never gets an answer. He has like 12 weeks pending. That is a lot of weeks pending. But outside of calling the EDD, using Ask EDD, using Contact Us, and I know that it's hard to get through and that they don't normally respond on Ask EDD or Contact Us, but it's worth a try. Then that fourth option is your assembly member. So normally, I'm going to just spell your name so I don't say something too racy on YouTube, but SXZED, normally you certify on Sunday, anytime on Sunday. Normally by 10 p.m. at the latest on Sunday night on your UI Online homepage, if there's no issues, it switches to paid. Normally, occasionally when there's a holiday, there's a delay. And occasionally if they've just recently done UI Online maintenance, it might stay pending for like a little while extra. On the regular certifications, I generally say not to worry until it's been about 72 hours, about Wednesday. But normally, after you certify online and it switches to paid, normally by the very next morning, I don't wake. It's usually there for most people by 8 a.m. I'm just not normally up that early. So that's why I'm like by 10 a.m. So by the time I'm up and alert and checking my Bank of America EDD debit card at 10 a.m., that is normally when the payments are loaded, except for on a holiday. even though everything's automated and computerized these days, so the computer shouldn't really act any differently on a holiday, I do tend to see people not actually have the funds on their card until Tuesday morning, somewhat frequently when Monday's a holiday. Okay. Melena says, if you're self-employed and they ask for tax records and you clicked don't have documents, but received a new award letter and haven't gotten paid, originally was on regular unemployment, but now you're on PUA. So if you're on PUA, what is most likely going to happen is they're just, and you can't provide financial documents, is they're going to award you the lowest weekly benefit amount, which is $167. Oh, SXZED, you're asking how long, if it's the first time you just certified for benefits, you've never been on unemployment before, it takes about 10 business days. So remember, Sunday's not going to count. Today's the holiday, so that's not going to count. 10 business days from the time it says paid to get your EDD debit card in the mail. LA Times, how do you know what kind of EDD you're on? PUA, PEUC, and so on. Thanks. So you're going to log on to your UI Online account. You're going to go to, God, it's been a long time since I talked about that. I think claim history. Oh my goodness. Transactions. Let's just do it. And then you want to get to the one where you can hit payment type. So, and I have videos on that. I don't know why I'm spacing right now because I'm at work. My computer didn't load. Hold on. I'm literally going to log on right now so that we can see. It's going to take me a second. Give me 1 second, guys, while I log on. Okay, I can do a question. Okay, now I got to tell them I'm not a robot. Oh my goodness. The network connection was lost. Okay, I can't log on. But you're going to go to your UI Online homepage. Then it's going to say like history. And then it's going to show you like your claim history. Then to the right, there's going to be a blue link that says transactions. Then I want to say it's payment history. I think I'm adding like an extra step, but you're going to go to your payment history, and right above the payment type, it's going to tell you your claim type. I feel like I'm messing that up. Okay. 10 more likes to reach 100. Oh yeah. Let's get to 100 likes on this video. And thank you for the reminder on that. Even though I just feel like I just totally botched that question. Having like brain freeze right now. If you don't have tax records, do you know what other proof is needed? They're supposed to take bank statements. They're supposed to take, what else are they supposed to take? I think like bank statements, invoices. There is a list on the EDD website that I can get to quick. I think but my internet's not working on my phone now. Anyway, on the EDD website, if you go to income document verification, it'll list all the acceptable types of verification, and there's actually quite a few. Yes, starting tomorrow will be the first business day, and then again, you won't count Sunday. Usually, sometimes the EDD debit card is there faster than 10 business days. Sometimes it'll get there in 7 business days. All right, guys, it seems like a good place to end. I've got 100 likes. My internet is terrible, and apparently I'm getting spacey. So RS, please make sure to re-ask your question in the comments, and I'm going to look that up when I get home. Okay. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching and putting up with the delays and everything. I really appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching Shelly's Millions.